The Steamrollers
Adventure Podcast
contains mature language
and situations.
Discretion
is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Steamrollers Adventure Podcast. My name's Mike. I'm the Storycrafter, or what you might call the Dungeon Master if this were a D&D show. And these are my steampunk robot pals.
Hello, I am Robbie.
Ben here.
Are we going by names rather than alphanumeric designations?
Yes, please.
I am called Nissa.
Boris?
Yep, that's me. Thanks for introducing me special like that, Tubbo.
No. You introduce yourself.
What the fuck for? How long have we been doing this stupid show?
8 years, 3 months, 25 days, 12 hours, 57 minutes, 10 seconds.
I think we can just say a little more than 8 years.
Nissa, how much is that in hours?
That doesn't matter.
72,948 hours.
Minutes?
No, stop. Ben?
4,376,937 minutes.
Knock it off, you guys. Look, we already did this on the show's last birthday.
Now do seconds.
No, do not do seconds.
Oh, like you're not curious about how many seconds you've been doing this shit. I'll bet it's well over 1 trillion.
Oh, screw that. Do nanoseconds.
Gotta admit, I'd be pretty curious how much that is. That number's huge.
Oh, now you did it, dumbass. She runs on clockwork. You totally fried her tubes.
Way to go, Michael. Now Nissa is dead.
Oh, not smooth, boss. Not smooth.
It was your idea, Ben.
And you took it? It wasn't long ago I was only thought of as a janitor. And before that, a Roomba. And before that, a wall clock.
Oh, maybe you're like that Matt Damon kind of janitor and you can tell us what the answer is.
What, get fried like sweet plates over there? No way.
Guys, we gotta get the show started. A new rule, no more countdowns or count-ups. Robbie, do me a favor. Give us a protocol while I open her up and put a fan on her tubes or something to try to cool her down.
Protocol 402. Other Rigg Stories shows. Please enjoy these trailers for Copperheart and Whiskey Tango Furball. If you are already familiar with these shows, jump ahead about 50 trillion nanoseconds.
Knock it off.
Sorry, Michael.
They had one job to do, guard Area 51. And they fucked it up.
No, we didn't let it go. No, it got out on its own.
From the creator of the Steamrollers Adventure Podcast and the audio drama Copperheart comes a new animated comedy
I'm just
adventure.
going to take these with me, because, it's a long train ride.
Please help me with my pants. They are full of shit.
I swapped out his translation book for a gag version.
When I was a small child, I was nipped by a deer tick.
Oh no, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
You stick a few tools up a few farmers' asses and you impregnate a few bitches.
Comes Whiskey Tango Furball.
Sorry, LT.
He was a whaler.
Do svidanya!
Greatest virginity losing experience of my life.
Eat shit, Jackrabbits.
Life's pretty sweet here at Camp Ship for Brains.
Yuck.
Don't let Beanie touch my shit.
Oh no.
We're screwed.
Michael Rigg, creator of the Steamrollers Adventure Podcast, says 5 stars. Michael Rigg, the producer of Copperheart, says amazing 5 stars. Dr. Raru, who is also Michael J. Rigg, says, please watch my show. On YouTube. Yes, Mondays. Also clips on TikTok under WT Furball. Copperheart is the story of a group of survivors waiting out a nuclear winter. This group includes the strongest civilians, brightest scientists, and boldest soldiers. The place is Area 51.
What have you got? Another body?
Ace Dr. Cern and Dr. Bostic.
Pinbrook's acting under the assumption that what we recovered was some kind of alien spacecraft.
Can't just barge in here like this, Captain.
Move!
I will not let him hurt you again. Ever.
Follow the investigation into what happened to Groom Lake 51 in this episodic adventure. You can find the show on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, most podcatchers, and at copperheart.libsyn.com.
I'm just rolling with it.
Nissa, can you hear me?
Yep, you killed her, dumbass.
She's not dead. Her tubes are just running really hot. I've got 4 fans on her, including all the cooling fans from my computer and the industrial fan from out back.
It is time for her to do the previously on.
Can you do it?
I do not think so. This episode features Martin Barnett, and I do not have storage that goes back that far.
And don't look at me in red. We weren't even on the show back then.
262,616,230,203,203,014,006 nanoseconds old.
Oh, show off. I was gonna say it right around the 263 quadrillion mark.
You are full of shit, old man.
What percentage of a common year is that?
Robbie, no!
832.75%. Next question.
Let's see, how about...
No. I made a rule, remember? Nissa, can you please do the previously on, then go get yourself cooled off?
Very well, Michael. Previously on the Steamrollers Adventure podcast, Martin Barnett, a common crop duster from Iowa, found himself as part of a trio of heroes that included Colonel Humphrey, who sacrificed himself at the end of Season 1, and Jameson Mayfield, a corporate detective who would later serve as an Imperial officer in the Great War during Season 3. Not much is known about Martin Barnett after Season 1. When last we heard from him, he was planning to work as a freelance pilot after going AWOL from Imperial Flight School. His would-be girlfriend and most of his family were called away to serve in the pending war, so Martin vanished into the sunset after refusing his ghoul grandfather's invitation to join him.
Been a while since we've seen old pantsless Barnett. Let's see here.
How long ago was that in nanoseconds?
Boris!
No.
Here you go, Ben. Get us started. Boris, come here. Come here.
Season 4, Episode 284, Chapter 5, Warty Timey Wimey.
You're listening to the Steamrollers Adventure Podcast, a steampunk actual play tabletop role-playing comedy show based on the fiction of Michael J. Rigg. Now, let the adventures continue.
It's okay, buddy.
You don't have to do me.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not doing you.
That's for later.
Giggity.
Okay. A title card on this cinematic venture reads, Days Before the War Ends. Adrienne Boothe, clad in her Imperial WAC uniform, steps into view from... Oh, I didn't say the camera pans down. It's unique. From within a canvas officer's tent. You're lucky I was here before you. Took care of all those Texans for you. You did? Just you? A small framed man with goggles perched atop his head, and engine soot dirtying his face everywhere except where the goggles had been, smirks. Oh, right. You're one of them witches. You must be the one we're supposed to fly to New York. The camera turns to the flap of the tent as a young man enters, his pilot's cap perched back on his head and goggles hanging around his neck. An old pilot's jacket with Pratt's Airfield arched across the back. So you did get your jacket back. Congrats. It was left in a box of her items that were shipped back to her family.
Oh, okay.
Makes it sadder.
Did they wash it first?
She was not wearing it at the time, otherwise it would just be shreds. All right. The guy who enters stands before Adrienne and offers a smile and a wink. Figured you would.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
well,
beautiful.
I'll be damned, Martin Barnett. How long has it been since you died in the parking lot of that diner? You're still as cute as ever, says sarcastically. You two know each other, the co-pilot says, glancing between them. Then Adrienne's expression suddenly changes. Her smile quickly fades, her face slackens, pales, and dark veins appear rising up under the flesh of her neck. You, Adrienne says, as the whites of her eyes darken to black. Martin, what's going on? Asked the co-pilot. Adrienne, in a voice now piggybacked by the raw, smoky tones of the glass witch, says, You cannot stop me, father. This witch has served me well, and will soon be unknowingly drawn by the love of another all the way to war's end. I'm sorry we can't have our reunion, father, but it's time for your kind to die. We will meet again where the sky falls. Cue Adele. She raises... No, don't cue Adele. She raises her left hand, tilting her head slightly toward the direction of the forest beyond the clearing outside the tent. The co-pilot glances confused between the two. Father, what the hell is she talking? He stops as the distant thrumming of engines of an approaching warplane can be heard coming in from out of the east. The glass witch inside of Adrienne Boothe says, "It is time." The co-pilot says, "Boss, we gotta go." That does not sound like Texas air. He darts out of the tent to cast his eyes skyward, and that's when he's shot from the tree line, his body flopping and collapsing behind a woodpile, where Randall Doe does not see it later.
Was that Chuck?
No, that was not Chuck.
Oh, team!
You guys are going to love how this one ends. Martin Barnett blinks at Adrienne Boothe with confusion before leaving her to aid his co-pilot and get the hell out of Texas. Shots pierce the open flap of the officer's tent as he emerges, and several rounds impact with Martin's shoulder, arm, cheek, and thigh.
Oh yeah, we're going to love this.
He stagger runs to his plane, a rusted-out biplane with squirrel and rabbit pelts hanging from the upper wing as a breeze silently disturbs them. Martin's hand leaves a bloody print as he reaches into the cockpit for his gearbox hand cannon. He glances toward the tent where the glass witch inhabits Adrienne Boothe, then skyward, squinting toward the speck of a JC-17 quickly descending. Another shot rings out from the woods, the bullet impacting with Martin's side, sending him spiraling to the ground. He gets back up, staggering, wheezing as he passes the hand cannon to his stronger arm. He quickly dodges behind his plane, then leaves a trail of blood into the cover of thick woodland. The attack halts as the Confederate bomber begins to descend toward the road. Its engines wind down a moment later, and members of its crew hop out. They fan out to search the camp. Martin sneaks around to where the shot had come from. He makes his way stealthily to a thicket of brambles where he spies 4 survivors of the attack on the camp. One of them raises a long rifle and sights downrange toward the bomber. Martin quickly steps out, pistol raised, but the man fires a single shot before he can be stopped. A moment later, all 4 men and Martin Barnett are cut down by a non-stop hail of high-powered, high-caliber machine gun fire from the waist gunner of the bomber. Ding into the side of your plane, and he just went and just like cutting into all the trees. So if there was anybody over there, they're either not there now or they are in very, very deep cover. So you guys are free to investigate. McDuff finally stops shooting and yells from the plane, "I'm out!" So Kevin, okay if he drags over a green chip?
Idiot.
Not until we need more shooting.
Bad guys, feel free to shoot my friends. I can't do anything about it.
This has been a SRAB flashback.
As the camera slowly pans over the bodies, including Martin's blood-stained, lifeless stare, the shooting finally stops and someone yells, "I'm out!"
That was my stand-in.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, so let's move on to Holly now. Yeah, and for those of you who remember that scene from season 3, that was McDuff loudly,
which really was not us.
loudly yelling that I'm out.
That guy doesn't even exist anymore.
No,
so
he
it's
doesn't.
Fine.
Yeah,
He was retconned out of existence.
As is Martin. No, and so 5 years later.
208, chapter 53.
Yeah, 5 years later, when the war ends, you finally wake up. No, I'm kidding. This is later that evening. You do wake up. Your mortality completely restored, although you are bloodstained, and your ghoul powers do not patch the holes that were shot into your clothes.
Oh, damn.
Of which there's one in your pants, one in your side, one in your shoulder.
Okay.
Do that jacket. Little puff of down. But you are fine now.
Where am I actually?
You are in, what was that town called? You are just over the border from the Confederation in Texas. Okay. And this isn't the same time everything else was going on. The war is still going on. And Texas just joined the war.
Really? Okay.
Thanks to the bomber that crossed over.
Yeah. Bastards.
Flashback to Randall. We may or may not have started a war with Texas.
I'll get you for this.
Flash to Amelia, something about just shut up and do your jobs. Yeah.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite parts in editing, when you guys are like going at each other and it's like less talking, more shooting from Jenn. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, Martin, you wake up, the sound of crickets. It's evening.
Am I just in a field, or?
You're like in a small clearing within a bunch of trees that overlooks the larger clearing where that glass cavalry camp was. The bomber appears gone.
Okay.
And you and your co-pilot, who is now dead.
Right.
He had a name, but you only knew him as Little Monkey Boy or something. I don't know. You had hired him for help.
Starter 2.
Yeah, didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't starter number 2. Yeah. I should have had him talk like that. No, you were paid by parties unknown a great deal of money up front. To pick up a witch and take her to New York.
And she's gone.
Way to go.
Well, you can't win them all.
Now she's going to Chicago.
Yeah, she's going to Chicago instead. Yeah. But that's okay. She's going to accomplish the same thing she would have accomplished going to New York.
Okay. Is there anyone alive here, or is everybody dead?
All gone.
Bye-bye.
You can suspect that she's not around, but where you saw Princess, but
yeah.
You could check anyway.
Yeah, I'll check that last location to see if there's anything there, or if she left anything.
Yep, nope, gone. There was also, the Confederates also had the Texans also had a map of their attack plan. That's gone too. Yeah.
I'm going to check my plane then.
And on that map was probably a dotted line to Epsom City.
So that's where they went.
No.
Too soon.
So Brad knew about
Too
the
soon. Too soon.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to check my plane, see if it was damaged.
There's a couple of bullet holes in it, but that's nothing you can't, patch with cardboard.
Okay.
And the the little like sleeping compartment in the fuselage, where the portal is.
Where else would it be?
Exactly. Is empty. Damn. So now what are you going to do? Martin's a free man now. And you got that money.
Or there any place safe to go to? Because the war just started with Texas. I'm working as an independent, correct?
Yeah. And also the hairs on your arms are standing up.
Uh-oh.
Never do that. I'm going to look around and need some observation.
Ghoul eyes.
Yeah.
Ghoulia.
Yeah, you don't have any special abilities for it, but you've got a D6 on effort.
Okay.
So you can roll that.
Yeah, I'm going to try to just feel where my ghoul senses are leading me.
Oh, okay. All right. Rupert, roll a 20, but don't say what it is. And Ray, go ahead.
Roll a 20.
Roll 1, yeah. You or Rupert?
Me.
Oh, what'd you get?
God damn it!
Robbie, please deliver our thanks to the patrons who support the show.
Of course. Thank you to the following patrons on our Patreon who make this show possible. Thank you, George Pecenica, Brad Mack, Delta Alpha, Eric McNeil, Jared Mosman, Irritating Fog, Michael West, Robin, Shalom West, Ellen Farkas, Christopher Durback, Churlington Beescoat, Martin Saville, Michael Velez, Pat Mule, Ray Volk, Andrea Pena, Ann McMicken, George Stenkow, Giannis Veston, Jeff Fogg, Katie Wood, Michael Rodden, Rupert Faullhurst, Flub 2, Sarah Elkins, Tim George, and all of our other patrons at other levels. Thank you so much. I love you.
We now continue with episode 284, chapter 5, Warty Timey Wimey,
which is sponsored by patron Robin and co-produced by George Pecenica. Now, on with the show.
20.
That was easy, George.
Yeah.
I got 18 to be fair, so you weren't bad off either.
No.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Why can't I roll that high for me? I don't know.
Yeah, you had looked in the officer's tent where Adrienne was. She's gone. The chair where she had pretended to be bound is gone. The chair is empty. And then you were heading back to your plane. You checked out your plane, and just as you're about to start your pre-flight or whatever, thinking about where you're going to go, you get this weird sense that is inviting you to backtrack your steps. And as you head back towards that officer's tent, you get more and more of a chill.
Okay, I'll keep going.
Cue creepy music.
I'll keep going. Continue.
Okay.
Slowly I turn.
How are you? What about your weapons? What do you got? You got anything that you?
Well,
you had that gearbox hand cannon.
He's got that pea
yeah,
shooter.
that's a little bit big though for this. I got a dagger. I just got my left arm, my glass arm.
Well, it's not glass anymore, but finger quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can just use that.
No, use pea shooter.
Can he use his left arm?
What? The gearbox cannon?
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a 38 jewel plate revolver or pirate revolver. Okay, I'll pull that out.
Okay.
Nothing too big for this.
No. Where?
I'll walk in.
Where's that? Where's your revolver?
It's right above the dagger.
Oh, there. Okay.
Just not highlighted.
Yeah, it's not highlighted, and there's no plus, so it's +0 all the way across until I fix it. Ah! Okay, that's okay. We'll go with that. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna walk in and just let my senses take me to where it feels this.
Okay.
Need to go.
What do you do when you get to the tent? The flap is now closed. It was open.
I'll open it slowly with my left arm while my right arm is holding the gun.
All right.
Aim at the flap.
Yeah, there is a person standing in the middle of the empty tent, completely still, facing you, dressed in black from head to toe, with the exception of the bone-white plague doctor mask. Just standing there staring. They had just appeared there.
Shoot it.
And you just feel this coldness coming from it.
Wow, is it Dur?
It's not Dur, no.
All right. I guess that solves one mystery.
It's your dad.
I'll say, who are you?
You have been marked by the Trinity.
I've heard this story before.
Your presence is required.
Where?
New York.
That's where I was supposed to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to go there anymore.
Right.
That's who's requesting.
Yeah, who's making this request?
He who shall be obeyed.
And the stranger starts to walk toward you, hand outstretched, finger pointing toward you, and the hand is just a skeleton. It's a skeletal human
Tell me
hand.
that's rude. Let me ever take its rude point.
Don't point at my nose.
I'm used to this crap. You don't scare me.
So what do you do? Roll initiative.
Oh,
Initiative.
Is that what, a 6-sider or a 20-sider?
Roll a 20.
Everybody?
No. Just no. E and Ray. What is it?
5.
I got it. All right.
Yeah.
He does something what we in the furry community like to call a booping of the snoot. And when the finger touches your nose,
you die.
You die.
Thanks,
And Martin Barnett has officially become the Kenny of season 4.
I died again?
Every episode. No, you didn't die. You come to.
Okay.
And you can barely see light diffused through a burlap bag over your head.
Oh, God.
And there's a rope
your
around
pants.
your neck. And
Pants over your head.
Your burlap pants.
That's the bag over my head.
You just hear giggling all around you.
Oh. And it feels like a noose around my neck?
Not a noose, a rope.
A rope around my neck.
I mean, I can see where you get that idea, because, you are...
Yeah.
There is a bag, too. And
is this hands free?
Yeah, are my hands free?
Your hands are free.
I'm going to reach up then and try to take this off my head.
Okay. You are in a room, circular, with tall cathedral-like stained glass windows all the way around. It's nighttime. And as far as and the wall opposite you, there is actually the inset of what you're guessing is a passageway or maybe a door behind a thick dark velvet curtain. Another thing is there is an array of chairs around where you are. So as if you were the first one to arrive at the burlap bag over the head party.
Oh, okay. Do I have my possessions with me, or was anything taken?
Just what you had on your person.
Okay.
So if you had a gun in a holster, you still have that. You still have your left arm. That was not removed.
Oh.
And you don't have your plane.
Okay.
Because that was not on your person.
No, I have no idea where I'm at, right?
Right.
You're New York City.
Yeah, you can kind of surmise from what it said and from what you can hear outside that you aren't in any kind of mystical place. You are in some sort of tower or skyscraper in New York.
Well, is there anything else in the room? Just the chairs? There's no desk or anything?
Just the chairs, that's it.
I'll search around and look for a door.
Okay.
There's the curtains.
There's just the curtains. Mm-hmm. It's all windows and it's just the curtains. But when you open them, wall. And there's no trapdoor in the floor, nothing in the ceiling, nothing above this, because this is like a domed cathedral ceiling, so you're at the top of whatever you're in.
Start digging.
And
yeah.
I'll just crash out the window.
And we'll come back to you.
Is there a window?
Oh, there are lots of windows.
Yeah.
Like I know how to get out here.
Just jump out like Nigel
did. Dive. Yeah. Like competition. You and Nigel both jump out a window. See who has the most creative landing. He will land on his feet. You will splat with your pants around your ankles. Because Martin Barnett.
Ta-da!
Yay.
Ta-da.
We'll both walk away from it, but it'll take you significantly longer to walk away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
True, yeah.
I'll be passed out for a while.
Uh-huh. What, did you have a card?
Oh, I was looking to see what I had.
Pants around the ankle. You won!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love it. Dear Kevin C. Mason. Pants down.
Is that a card?
Well, yeah, it's going to be. Somehow your character's pants win a gold chip. All right.
I'll just sit in one of the chairs.
Yeah, and wait.
I'll look for the nicest one.
Yeah. They're all exactly the same. They're just plain wooden chairs.
All right.
One has to be more complicated.
Yeah, you can try it. You can Goldilocks that shit all the way around.
I will.
He's playing musical chairs by himself.
Yeah.
He's just like weaving in between him, just going, and then he scrambles and trips over the side of a chair.
He is held in stasis. Keeper, why did we disrupt his current? We must rip open a new event and place him where the Nemesis will not find him. That will be difficult. There are very few permutations where Barnett does not meet his daughter Lisa. By our calculations, Lisa is destined to end the war. Yes, and the war must continue until we decide it is to end. Perhaps, if they meet abruptly, the situation will resolve itself. How do you mean, Keeper? Lisa needs to be distracted. She needs to know that we have manipulated Barnett. How, Keeper? Simple. We allow her to see the alterations he cannot. She is liable to try to protect him or undo what we've done. She may even foolishly try to catapult his existence through time and space. And that kind of surge of power will lead us right to her.
And you are heading to Texas because you heard that somewhere in Texas someone had seen. It was either the Glass Witch or a Chupacabra.
Okay. Same thing.
Yeah. No, there is like a bigger tail aside to it. But along the way, you got into a fight with some airship pirates. They made a mistake picking on you because you are a very nimble biplane, and they were like a lumbering airship. So you basically had them run circles around themselves until their ship was down, but not before the Valerie 3 took a little bit of shot.
Oh.
And you are forced to land on a secluded road just over the border in Texas. And shortly after a rain, or actually in the rain, and you landed on the rutted road and were able to steer the plane into a clearing, and there was a horseshoe of trees around it. Unfortunately, when the train bounded into that clearing, you didn't see it from the angle at which you had to land, and you had to land because you had major you were bleeding oil and hydraulic fluid and whatever else. Do you need hydraulic fluid on a biplane?
No, it depends.
No, I think it'd be oil and maybe one of your, rudder cables snapped or something.
Okay.
And when you steered the plane into that clearing, you were faced by a whole company of Texas soldiers.
Oh.
Who immediately pointed their guns at you. Now keep in mind, this is before the war started, but things were starting to get intense. Things were just starting to heat up.
That could be a spot.
And nobody knew that Texas was getting ready to throw into the ring.
Okay.
In fact, and here it comes, ladies and gentlemen, Texas will officially be forced into the war when, a few moments after this, a certain JC-17 will land in the exact same spot. Yeah.
Wow.
But before we get there, because if you'll recall in Season 3, early on in Season 3, they had landed and they saw Martin Barnett's plane, and Martin Barnett wasn't around it, and he had squirrel pelts hanging from the wing, and everybody was dead. Who'd they find in the tent still alive, tied to a chair?
Was it Adrienne?
Adrienne Boothe. Yes. And that's who comes out of that very same tent right now.
Oh.
Yes. And
she in uniform?
She is. She's in Imperial uniform.
Wow, this is different.
What do you do? They're all pointing rifles at you and pistols. There's like a captain standing nearby, and he's got his hand on the hilt of his sword, and he's ordered his men to hold fire. Not that you heard it because your engine sound was pretty loud. The engine which you just had to cut, so now you're starting to hear the birds and stuff come through. And you see her come out of the tent. And you do know who it is, because this is the same woman you looked up at after you were revived.
Yeah.
Out in front of that little diner, and you said,
"It's time for a SRAP flashback."
The person slides up next to you on the frozen ground and then falls to their knees or whatever, and you feel hands on you. You go, "I saw you move. I saw you move." It's a woman's voice. "Are you all right?"
I'll open my eyes.
You look up into the face of a woman with long black hair.
Kill her.
She
She's
has
evil.
bright blue eyes.
She's evil.
And she's
Kill
wearing an Imperial uniform.
Oh, there she's evil. Kill her.
Are you an angel?
Oh.
There we go.
Well, I did have +2 to Ladies Man before I was dead.
God, he's gonna use it.
Oh my God!
I have to use it sometime.
Roll a 20. Let's see if the charm works. Go ahead, roll a 20. Add
Roll
the 2.
a 20. Add a 2.
Yep.
17. Even half dead.
Oh, she blushes to your half-dead corpse.
She tilts her head to the side and makes kind of a smirky face, and she's like, "Oh, you're so cute," and pats your cheek and says, "Come on, get up." She grabs you by the jacket collar, pulls you up to your feet.
This has been a SRAP flashback.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
How can you forget that?
I've forgotten a lot of things. That's one
Looks
that
like
I
I'm going to
remember.
be dying again, isn't it? I'm going to check my belt, make sure my pants are up.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to...
All right, I'm here. I'm going to roll you another red chip for that one.
Oh, okay. I'll put my hands up.
All right. Adrienne says, "Let him out," and the captain orders his men to lower their arms. And as Adrienne walks toward you, she's stepping around soldiers. They're they were in groups. Some of them were cooking out at a fire. Others were, tending to the horses and whatnot. As she walks through the lines of them and the small clusters of them, you hear spattering of impacts, but no gunshots. And as she passes them, they just drop dead, like they're being shot. And the ones closest to you barely have time to react and spin toward her, and they them too dead. So just as the crew of the bomber, which was ironically named the Glass Witch, finds all of the Texans dead.
Yeah.
This is how.
Oh, I thought it was me.
So she doesn't step too close to the plane. She says, "Come on out."
I'll slide out.
All right.
Jump down.
Okay.
Long time no see.
Yeah. It has been a long time.
Did I come at a bad time?
No.
No?
You came at the wrong time.
Oh, well, my plane seems to be a little bit beat up, so I had to land here.
You need repairs?
Yeah. Then I'll just be on my way.
I don't think so, Father.
Oh, crap.
And she blinks and her eyes are all blood.
God, am I going to just die right now?
Well, you could play a card. You could say, "Hey, in Season 3, they didn't find Martin Barnett's body."
It was probably vaporized.
Ooh, let me write that down. Good idea.
Well, it looks like I found you quicker than I thought I was going to.
Yes, you did. Before you were supposed to.
Oh, I see.
I have a prior engagement with this body.
With Adrienne. What have you done with her?
She's here. They're all here. Everyone I've ever been is here.
All of us.
I don't think I've ever met Treat.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm sorry, but this is the wrong place, the wrong time, the wrong ripple. Jeez.
Snaps both of your fingers, and all of a sudden, you are in a thunderstorm in your plane, and lightning is flashing all around, and you have no idea where you are. Your instruments are going crazy, and it's just, you got your goggles on, rain is all over the place. You roll a 20 to see if you regain control of the
18. This is a new season.
It is. And, you've managed to regain control. Yeah, the Glass Witch / Adrienne / every other imp which she's encumbered has sent you through time and space. You've been transported into the future. So, let me rewrite your history for you a little bit. When I asked what you were doing during the war, nothing, you didn't exist. You were just shot forward past the war. So, shortly after that, maybe I'll insert that scene here.
It's time for a SRAP flashback.
There's a dead cavalryman next to you, 36th Cavalry Company G. Looks like he was shot through the eye. Amelia and Brad, you guys hunker down next to that biplane.
Yeah.
On the side of the biplane, which is a rusted out piece of junk, in yellow paint is scrawled the name Veronica. And there are also squirrel and rabbit pelts hanging off.
This has been a SRAP flashback.
And then, ironically, I mentioned the solo with Dan. This is at the time Dan was replaced with McDuff.
Right.
And they find Adrienne in I believe it was a Texas uniform, pretending to be injured, tied to a chair.
Do I have any memory of what just happened, or is it just all?
Oh, you do. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. And the first thing that crosses that you think about is that you're about to crash and die because you've got zero visibility. You're in a thunderstorm, lightning all over the place. You're soaking wet. Water's pouring in all over your goggles. You can't see.
My plane's still damaged.
And you think that your plane was still damaged, which means you're about to lose your engine and go straight down. But when you look around, oil pressure's good. You look out over the wing, and the cable is still attached. It's actually shining like a new cable. Nice. So yeah, you are rippled, as they call it, amongst the visitors.
I wonder if I'm in a different reality.
Are you?
Well, I wouldn't know anyway, because I don't know what that stuff is. It's just Ray questioning things.
You just need to regain yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even know what I just said. What I just said is basically meta information as far as that you're in a different time and space. You gotta land and find it out. And we'll come back to that. Now, we gotta talk about Holly.
Crazy, huh? Well, if you'd like to know more about Martin Barnett's reality shift, you can find the episodic miniseries called The Adventures of Holly and Martin at our Patreon at patreon.com/rigstories. Martin and Holly both will be joining this season's story. But the only way you can hear the bizarre and thrilling tale of how they met is by becoming a patron at the bronze level or higher. That's just $5 US per month to get exclusive releases, bonus content, the opportunity to chat with me, and early access to every Rigg Stories production.
The credits for this episode's music may be found in our show notes at steamrollersadventurepodcast.libsyn.com. All music, except where otherwise specified, is produced by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 licensing. Thank you for listening to the Steamrollers Adventure Podcast. You may subscribe to the show at Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, CastBox, directly from steamrollersadventurepodcast.libsyn.com, or through most podcast apps. For more about the show, and the Storycrafter's other projects, such as the Clockwork novels, the thrilling post-apocalyptic audio drama Copperheart, or the animated mockumentary comedy Whiskey Tango Furball, visit rigstories.com. Consider becoming a patron of Rigg Stories Transmedia Storycrafting at patreon.com/rigstories.